I saw him standing on my front stoop, staring out at the street like he knew I lived there.
I was the same age as my aunt I'm named after when she died from this exact thing.
Hey y'all!
Welcome to the Spook Show.
Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, grab your blankets, and let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so next week will be our 1 year anniversary of this channel of posting on YouTube. We have a giveaway on TikTok.
It is super quick, easy, simple, just a little thank you to you guys. The main prize is an Amazon gift card. It's a limited edition Dutch Bros Halloween sticker, a card charm made by me, a squishy, and then some cute spooky temporary tattoos. So just a quick little easy thank you for supporting us in our year journey with you guys. And yeah, like Laney said, that's on our TikTok. I think it's the very first pinned video you see. Super easy to enter. Please go enter. That would be great.
And our TikTok is in the description below. Before you do that though, click the subscribe button because that is one of the things you have to do.
That is totally my sister's hair too.
Love
that
that.
was red.
We are reading Reddit stories today.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little refresher. Haven't done this in a while, so thought we'd spice things up.
Okay.
So I have 4. I think they're pretty. All 4 of mine are really short. And then,
I have 3.
Yeah, I think
2 of mine are longer, and then another one is shorter.
So I think all of mine are within the past 2 weeks.
Oh.
Which is super cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's get into it. So this is I found them from 2 different, what is it called?
Subreddits. I think mine are all from different ones.
2 different subreddits, so I'll just give you who the user is. So, user Floofy Goodness, Queen. When I was a child living with my grandparents, my grandfather, a minister, was called to handle a deeply unsettling situation. Around 2 a.m. one night, unusual activity woke me. I watched from the house as several people arrived in 2 cars and helped carry a man towards the church located about 200 feet from the driveway. The man was making noises I had never heard before. A terrifying mix of hysterical laughter, screaming, and crying. And he was yelling out things, but I couldn't understand the words. When a neighboring minister, a friend of my grandfather, arrived a minute later, I found out they were performing an exorcism. I had zero idea what this really meant. Being so young and witnessing such a versatile, intense event was absolutely terrifying. My grandmother low-key explained what it was, still didn't fully grasp it until years later.
Wow.
Full-on exorcism happening beside ya.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Or when he said, or she.
Floofy goodness.
Whoever it is said that they were yelling out stuff they couldn't understand. I was like, yep. That's a whole demon. That's a whole demon in that person. Okay. So the user is Ari Userious.
Cute.
A few summers ago, I went for a bike ride around midnight with a friend. We went our separate ways at the end of the evening, and I had about 2 blocks to ride back by myself. Because of construction, I had to ride on the sidewalk, but the streets were dead. But it wasn't a problem until right where I was about to turn left onto my street. There was this man walking by himself, maybe 40s, a little scruffy but not homeless. The sidewalk was narrow, and I didn't want to freak him out, so when I got about 6 feet behind him, I said, "Hey, behind you." And he turned around and gave me this super angry look. I turned down my street and he started following me, literally screaming about how I was a bad word and he was going to kill me and all that. I live right off the corner and I didn't want him to figure that out, so I decided to do another loop around the block. That's not the scary part. The scary part is that when I looped back around and looked down the street, I saw him standing on my front stoop, staring out at the street like he knew I lived there. He saw me ride by again, but he didn't say anything. I ended up going back to my friend's, but my bike got stolen from the alleyway by the house 2 days later. I wonder who that was.
Yeah.
And then there's an edit at the end. The guy in question was definitely not actually homeless. We have a large population of mentally ill in that area, unfortunately. Downtown of a medium-sized city. So if I didn't think the sidewalk was too narrow to pass otherwise, I wouldn't have disturbed him. Half the scary part was that he looked pretty much completely normal for the area. That being said, I ended up texting my mom, and she made the decision not to notify law enforcement until my bag was stolen.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
But, like, honestly, I disagree with the mother's choice to not involve.
Yeah, I mean, I get where she's coming from, but...
I mean, this dude is yelling at your kid, knows where your kid lives.
Yeah.
The bike gets stolen, and then the bag is the final straw. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Him knowing, like, where the kid lived, like, rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Standing
on the front porch.
Stoop. Yeah. New. Yeah. Okay. So, this from Reddit user Term Accomplished 1868.
Okay.
Drove out into the country one night in high school with friends. Took 2 trucks. Destination: an abandoned house that was supposedly haunted. Supposedly, a man lost his entire family in a drunk driving incident and took his life after a few months. The driveway was really long and seemed to wind into the woods. I remember it getting colder outside the closer we got to the house. When we finally arrived, no one said a thing and only one of us got out. It was run down, old, chilling. Eventually, we all got out and circled around the house with flashlights. There were reflectors of some kind high up in the trees, the kind that go on the back of bikes. There were noises coming from the woods, and we all ran out of there as quick as could be. Could have been a deer or something, but honestly, who knows?
Run for your safety.
I mean, even if it's not with the, like, reflectors, it very much makes it sound like somebody still, like, kept their eyes on the house.
Yeah.
So, like, you very much could have had, like...
Anybody could be watching you.
Yeah, anybody could have been there.
Yeah.
Anybody. Yeah.
No, thank you. Okay. I'm guessing the username is Lazy Tea Ranch. It's kind of all put together, so I don't know. I was 6 years old. My sister was a year old and still in diapers. We had a nanny/maid who didn't live with us, but was there every day. Sometimes her adult son came over in the afternoons to check on her. One day, a gold coin went missing that my stepfather had given my mom from the Spanish royal court. That's cool. He was from Spain. My mom and Christine, which is the nanny, spent days looking for it and thought maybe my baby sister had shoved it down her diaper or something and that it had been tossed out. They finally gave up the search. Then one day, Christine borrowed our car, which she often did, went home, and the next day she didn't show up. Her son came over, though, to return the car, and sat with me and my baby sister on his lap as we all worried where his mom was. We never saw her again. A day or two later, my mom was asked to come into the coroner's to identify Christine's body. After the trial, we found out the details. She had gone home that day to her house and found her son chiseling the lost gold coin into a belt buckle. They argued, it got heated, and he murdered his mom. Wrapped her body in plastic, I'm getting chills, stuffed her into the trunk of our car, and drove her out into the country and dumped her on the roadside. Detectives came to our house and asked my mom to open the trunk of the car he'd returned to us. It was full of dried blood. Of course, all this happened before he came to our house and sat with my baby sister and I. In the end, he was convicted to decades in prison. For a long time, he wrote to us, and I think he was paroled a decade or so ago, but we live across the country now. I don't think of this story very often because I was so young, but the gold coin was returned to my mom, and she turned it into a pendant necklace. It still has the chisel marks, and I think of this when I see her wear it.
Oh my gosh. Over a coin?
Over a coin. Over a metal coin that he stole.
That you're gonna kill your mother. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
People are messed up in the brain.
Yeah. And to put her body in their car and dump her and then give the car back
without
with
cleaning
the blood
it?
stains
That's
in it.
insane. Like, what about, like, when the mom went to go, like, buy groceries, put something in the back of her car, like, anything like that?
Yeah.
Golly. Okay. A trigger warning for some, like, essay right here. This one's a little, like, it's a little intense. Okay. So, Anila? Inalea?
Nolia? Something like that.
That's the Reddit user. Waking up being pinned to the bed by a drunk stranger. He was sitting on one side of my bed and had his weight resting on his hand next to my other shoulder, so my blankets were holding me down. As he had his free hand beside the bed, I couldn't see if he had a knife or not. I knew if he'd come through either the back or front doors, he would have had access to my kitchen, and the knives were in there. Took me about 30-40 minutes to talk my way out of that while trying to slowly free at least one of my arms. What made it scarier was the realization that hit me partway through was that I was the same age as my aunt I'm named after when she died from this exact thing, a guy breaking into her house at night.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how insanely, like, random and, like, small of a chance is that for it to happen the exact same way? Like,
as the aunt you're named after.
That's creepy.
I'm glad you're okay.
She was watching over her. She was like, we're not letting this happen to my niece.
I'm so glad you're okay. Okay. This user is primetime0146. I was cooking a meatball sub. Last time I did this, part of the meatball got stuck to the burner. After the oven preheated to 375, I noticed a burning smell. So I grabbed a pie cutter and removed it. Smoke detectors went off, and I opened the sliding glass door in my front and screen door. That's when I heard the noise coming from my basement, like someone frantically trying to get upstairs. Our house is a 2-story rambler. The bottom story has a mother-in-law apartment. The person that lives here before us was a polygamist. He had 2 wives.
Oh my god.
What's up, right? The wife that lived in the bottom died from cancer. Sorry. All of a sudden, I hear all this commotion, like someone running up my stairs. I'm opening up the screen door, and my dog takes off, barking like someone ran past me. My dog doesn't bark a lot, although he's in the room barking his head off. I take off running in there to see what's going on.
Yeah.
I would run the other way.
Right?
And there's a white lady standing in the corner of the room crying. At a stance, she turns around, looks me dead in the eyes, and says, Bansha. I don't speak Mandarin, but I understood. I didn't feel any negative energy, and she just disappeared without a trace.
Okay, I know you looked up the word, how to say it. What does it mean?
So, let me see. I almost tried to grab my phone. I'm pretty sure it's like a like you're speaking bad about somebody. Does that make sense?
Was the cancer-ridden polyamorous wife Mandarin, maybe? From the user, onlypop6793. Friend and I walked to a grocery store. Going back to her house, a guy crossed the street and made a beeline to us. I thought he was going to ask us to bum a smoke, but he opened with, has your dad ever told you to go home early? Yes. Has a stranger? He started asking us questions, our names, ages, where we went to school, all of which we lied through our effing teeth. I looked over at the house he came from. 2 guys were on the porch watching us. Another on a ladder doing something with the roof, but also stopped to watch us. I don't know if my friend saw them too, but she lied and said our dad was calling us and we gotta go. As she dragged me away, I heard the guy say, Nazi eyes, before going back to the house. Hers are greeny hazel and mine are light blue. What's crazier is almost the exact thing happened 2 weeks later. We walked to McDonald's when a car pulled over and asked us if we wanted a ride. The guy looked to be early 20s, and my friend was talking to them casually, despite what happened 2 weeks before. So I figured she knew them through her brother. We declined a ride as McDonald's was in eyesight. They left, asked my friend if she knew them, and she said, nope. Girl.
What in the
Girl. Girl. How are you gonna almost get kidnapped once and then let your guard down a second time 2 weeks later?
Some people don't have awareness.
2 weeks later and you're like, yeah, they're cute. No, they're trying to kidnap you.
No, that's a weird interaction.
Yeah.
That was... something was off.
The second one totally could have been just guys
Right.
flirting with girls. The first one? Nazi eyes? Has your father ever told you to come home early? Has a stranger? What?
Mm-mm.
What? What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't want to know. Don't know and I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, that one's creepy.
Yeah. If you enjoyed these stories as much as we did, click the like button. Like we said before in the video.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Go down in the description. You can click the TikTok link and go look at that giveaway. We also have Instagram, Reddit. Just
Our
it's all
socials, yeah.
all down there. You can go look.
Yes, because we're extending the giveaway by a week because I'm a dummy. So if you're seeing this and you're like, it says it ends tonight. No, it doesn't. Read the comments and I'll be in there somewhere being like, I'm sorry, please keep entering. So just ignore me.
It ends on the 26th.
26th. I'm a dummy. Don't listen to me.
It's okay.
I'm gonna make a whole new
We
post
all
about
make
it.
mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Hannah Montana's coming back. Hannah Montana's coming back. Hannah Montana's coming back.
I'm so freaking excited.
Hannah Montana's coming back.
I'm so excited.
I'm so happy.
I'm so excited.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Okay. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one, which is our 1-year anniversary. Love you. Bye.